Hello from the Colorado Northwestern. I've been very busy. Not only have I closed the loop on the trolley line, but I've been building structures. This is a house. This is an outhouse. So that's one. There's another house. And it's got an outhouse too. In fact, they all have outhouses. Back door to get to it. So that's two. Here's the third one. This one has a green roof. My grandfather and grandmother had a green roof on their ancient house, so I decided that that would be fitting. And their heyday was about the same time period as I'm trying to depict on the Colorado Northwestern. In fact, here's a picture from my grandfather's time in his town, Akron, Iowa. As you can see there, in my grandfather's scrawl, a dull day in Akron. Must have been a Saturday night or something. Well, it looks to me like I'm going to need a whole lot more horses. This next one is my grandfather's factory where he made ice cream. It started out as an ice business, but it progressed to ice cream and carbonated beverages. And lastly, here's my grandfather's house with the green roof. Or at least when I saw it, it had a green roof. And that's the way I remember it. So the green roof is kind of commemorating Grandpa. Grandpa's been gone for quite a while. Here's a little bit about this group of houses. These kits were made by Grant Line Products, Concord, California. And they're based on a row of houses which can still be seen today on Reese Street in Silverton, Colorado. Constructed in the 1900s, they are typical of the modest tract houses built to accommodate workers in mining areas throughout the West. So that should suit this layout perfectly. By the way, and I will show you a picture that came with the kit of the way they're supposed to look. Moving right along, a little shelter for waiting on the trolley. It's also a kit, and it's made of wood. I particularly like wooden kits better than plastic kits, honestly. They just have more character. I mean, these are beautiful kits, but the precision is just too perfect. I guess that's what it is. There's another little kit. Probably a railroad building. Must have a either wood burning or coal stove in there. It's also made of wood. Shingles. Takes a while to build those shingles. Same is true on this. Those are all shingles. And then one of my favorites, water tower. It's really a beautiful thing. I'm not saying my job of putting it together is so great. I'm just saying that I love its lines. It's so Western U.S. Last but not least, the Springfield Depot. And we're going to have to move in on this. I don't know if you can see it or not, but some of the windows are partly open. Back door, probably leading to the outhouse would be my guess. Couple windows on the end. No windows on this end. I believe that's represents a sliding door right here, for or maybe dual opening doors. I'm certain that that's the freight side of the depot. I probably should paint this to be accurate, but truthfully, I think it's so gorgeous with its incredible detail that I just don't want to paint it. I'm afraid you might lose some of that detail. And how would you paint that? Some of it. Anyway. Amazing. Very tiny. We do have some information about it. The model is clearly painted. You can read that if you want to. I've created the landforms in the middle of the layout the way I want them, roughly. And the plaster cloth stops, well, you can't see it, but it's just past the bridge, which is right under the camera. Here, I'll show you. So the plaster cloth stops here, and I want to lay the track on the plaster cloth, and that's my main concern here. But I thought I would go ahead and cover as much of this landforming that I've done while I'm at it. I don't have that much plaster cloth today. I'm very low on it, and I'm going to have to order some, but I'm really interested in getting the track laid, so I'm going to get the plaster cloth down as much as I can along the path of the track, and then cover as much of the landforms as I can. So here goes. I'll probably speed this up so it's not so painfully long. Well, the track is laid in a circuit. There's tons and tons of work to do yet. Here's the little bridge. That's not going to be a waterway. That's just going to be a Little gap in the land. One thing I've discovered about the trolleys is they have lights. Isn't that cute? Thought I'd talk to you about tools. One of these is essential to see what you're doing, unless you have really good light. For me, these are essential. They're magnifying glasses. I bought them for about $3. Track setup. Forget the waste of money. Wooden block, already talked about that. A file of some kind, doesn't have to be as big as this, but you need a file. And then track cutters, Xuron track cutters. Another little tool I found really handy, especially with N-gauge, although I started using it on the 00 N scale. I started using it on the 00 scale. Is this pair of jeweler's pliers. They have round, totally round. There's no gripping. You know, there's no flat area. They're round, but they are really handy for doing a number of things, especially folding down the lip of a splice plate if it gets curled up. I found lots of uses for it. Of course, the big needle nose, utility knife, small needle nose. A good tack hammer is important. This one has a magnetic end. At a good level. Pencil. Putty knife, absolutely essential for all modeling. Tidy track, I like it. T-pins. I bought these at the fabric store. Got them for a few dollars. Good track pins. Track pins are not all created equal. The skinny ones just fold up when you try to pound them in. Nail setter. And foam tack glue. This stuff's great for gluing down your track. Works much better than nails. And this stuff will set up in an hour or so, enough that you can move on if you're gluing track. And that's important. And track is not all created equal either. Let's see if we can find some here. Now this is Atlas track, and it has holes for nails. This, on the other hand, is Pico track. No nail holes anywhere, which is fine if you're going to glue it, but I had the idea that I'd be nailing it down in the beginning. I soon gave up on that. I mean, you can't nail it onto foam, so you have to glue it anyway. So that's lessons learned.